we received an email from Ayat, and we started talking about why not collaborate on building a special interest group for learning technologies. Well, the point is, NileTESOL did not really have special interest groups for the past few years, and they sent out a call for interested people here to chip in and send out proposals for various interest groups. So, because of our common background in learning technologies, let's say it started back in the 2000s, we thought, why not? Let's start together. And now we started writing up the proposal, the nasty part about, starting a SIG. We just looked at some samples and how to do that daunting job of writing up a proposal. And then we started soliciting interested community members, those interested in joining us in learning technologies. We started targeting people, if you like. We started communicating with them through Messenger, through Facebook, and so on. Then we submitted that to NileTESOL board, and interestingly, we got accepted, and that was just scratching the surface. Ayat and I live away from each other. She lives somewhere downtown, and originally I lived in Alexandria, and for those who know that, it's like 2-3 hours away from Cairo. And even now that I'm in Cairo, I live I would say somewhere like an hour, maybe an hour and a half away from Ayat. So, and we don't work in the same place. So we're actually challenged by space, time, and cost. She is very fond of things like, sharing cloud services. She's so fond of Google Docs. She started it, and we started drafting things together, writing comments, sharing links, and reaching a final product. Now, something like Google Form, we actually used extensively for creating surveys, questionnaires, and so on and so forth. First, we started collecting biodata of interested members. So things like name, email, governance, and so on and so forth, just to help us classify and contact those people later on. Not just that, we started using, things like, sharing the idea that we are starting. So are you interested in joining us in the steering committee as an organizing steering committee member? Are you interested in presenting with us? What are your interests in learning technologies? So we started doing that kind of work behind the scenes before we really launched. And once we launched, that was the challenge. How do we reach out? We started with a very small number. Back in time, I would say by the end of 2016, we were around about 200 members. Now we're up to 560 plus members. So it's all about promoting the activities. And the more we go out with outreach activities and virtual events, the more members we win over. So reaching out to the community is a real big deal. We started off by, having this Facebook group for learning technologies, and it's a NileTESOL official group. It's a closed moderated group. We're going to share its URL at the end of the presentation. So we started with very simple posts that we created, and more often than not, we started sharing forwards, especially free virtual events, webinars, courses, programs, activities, materials, etc. And interestingly, the world is out there for us to just harvest and share. And we started getting likes and responses from our community members. We started creating polls. We used Facebook polls feature extensively to just make decisions about what topics to have for our teams, event teams. sharing or getting to know the preferences of our community members and so on and so forth. We started creating events and reminders of national, international learning technologies events. Just a reminder to put people on board. We use the Facebook as a tool for running, our steering committee e-elections. We couldn't really run real ballots and elections face-to-face. So we tried out the virtual feature and it did work really. So a mix of Facebook plus Google Docs for selecting our first steering committee member. We happen to use Facebook Live a lot. And I believe it's just an amazing tool, quite magnificent. It actually involves our community members and even our friends on our friend list live. Whenever we have a face-to-face event, sometimes we air some of our web events, virtual events as well, to just grab attention of our community members, get them on board, get them familiar with virtual worlds. We also try to reach out through publicizing ourselves and posting in various LTSIG groups, e-learning groups, educational Facebook groups, etc. Interestingly, I started reaching out to schools, which is not that easy to reach out, especially national schools, experimental schools, not like private schools. Private schools are, quite privileged in the region, so they don't really have a problem. Those who don't have access to training are the, public schools. So that's what we are trying to reach out for. Not just that, the idea of tagging has proven to be an amazing kind of tool. Tagging names of people, of a friends list, that really grabs attention so much. The use of hashtags, our hashtags, NileTESOL, LTSIG, ERT, WebConf, and so on, that again helps us publicize and reach out to more people. Yeah, so Laura did post our URL. This is it. This is the website for NileTESOL, the official NileTESOL, website. So you see an example of how you can personally do that if you're interested in creating your own special interest group. Thank you, Ayat, you're back. In case you'd like to take over, we're going to just give you the microphone in a few. But first, let me just highlight how we do the tagging thing. As you can see, this is an example post where I just put the name. The tagging is so easy to find, and you simply just select the names of people on your list or in your group, as many people as you can, and simply that will pop up in their stream on their Facebook page, and they would just get to respond to you. Just allow me to show you another thing here. It's the hashtags, and at the bottom of the screen here is how we hashtag by writing keywords and the hash key before them. The idea of a hashtag is the moment you click the hashtag, all related posts to that particular word happen to pop up. Heike?
Sorry, I didn't want to interfere. I just wanted to put up Ayat's picture, and the only way of doing it is by me posing with my webcam. Here we go. There you go.
So I think now I'm going to hand the microphone to Ayat. She's able now to take over. So without further ado, please grab the microphone.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me clearly? Okay, yes. Okay, great. Okay, so it's actually good that Hanaa did these live because she is our expert in hashtagging and mentioning people, and that's how it really works very, very well. So thank you, Hanaa, and we will also, of course, add this tech challenge to our experience. Okay, so I'm taking you now further to our first face-to-face event, and we decided to start with a face-to-face our audience are more familiar with. So we started sending calls for presenters, and actually we got very low response, but we used our personal learning network to contact some people that we know might be interested and have some good experience to share with our audience. So we managed to get our first event done. We started circulating the announcement and the program on Facebook groups, not just our LTSIG Facebook group, but also on lots of other Facebook groups. We also used Messenger, we used our email, so we had two main channels for communication, emails and our Facebook page. And as you've seen in our Facebook page, we have over 500 participants or members now. So we send emails and we also post on our Facebook page. And we also use the NileTESOL website. They really support us a lot. So we get a lot of support from NileTESOL. They post announcements for our events before and after. And for the venue, we also were lucky to be offered a free venue by the School of Continuing Education in the American University in Cairo. And they are one of the main sponsors for the NileTESOL conference. So at that event, we had let's say, a modest somehow turnout that we had 30 or more than 30 attendees, which I believe is really good for the first event. They were really very engaged and they liked the tools shared. They have even used their mobile phones to interact with some games and hands-on practice of the tools, which was really great. After the event, we distributed printed feedback, and we got very positive post feedback. And the main thing was that the audience wanted more time, so they wanted the sessions to be longer or even more sessions. And I'm saying a hard copy feedback now, or a paper feedback, because we're going to tell you how this was taken further. Hi, Dan. Then the first webinar, so we started with a face-to-face event, and then we thought now we should take it to a webinar, to a live online event, since we are the learning technologists. So at that time it was December, so the time we promote, everyone talks about TESOL Electronic Village Online sessions. So we posted a post about TESOL EDU sessions. We got lots of inquiries, questions from our attendee members or participants saying, what's the nature of this? How do we join? How long? Is it live or no? So lots of questions. We thought now we should really raise awareness of the potential of such online sessions, and especially EDU, because they are very popular, very successful indeed. So we decided to invite someone to talk to our audience about it. We invited Mubarak Akabar from Morocco, and he is EDU lead coordinator. And we also invited Maria Bossa, EDU coordinator team member. And unluckily, Barak had problems with the internet, and again, that's a challenge, so he couldn't join us. So I stepped in as an EDU coordination team member as well, and I did the session with Maria. But we were left with the venue, and it's good that Vance joined us here now from Doha Airport. Wow. Thank him so much for offering us the Learning Times virtual room for the webheads room. Thank you so much, Vance. That was very generous of you. So webheads always support. So we had the room, the free room of the webheads where we had the session, and that was the start of a webinar or an online event for our LTSIG. Then we thought of planning for another online event, but because many people had challenges with the first event or joining the virtual room, so we thought this time we might try to make it easier a bit for our attendees. So we thought of recording a virtual event or a virtual session, let's say, and post it as an interview. Again, we were sharing posts about Moodle and the training courses in Moodle by Dr. Manny Deutsch. Many people got interested, as we've heard from Amani earlier, how teaching online is really the trend now. So Dr. Manny Deutsch again was very generous and very kind to accept our invitation to do a session or a recorded interview, as we're calling it now, on Moodle and how to start a Moodle course. So again, responding to our members, we decided to do this interview, and again, Dr. Manny Deutsch offered us a virtual room in WithIQ free, and we recorded the session there, and it was easy to get a YouTube video out of it and an MP3 recording, the chat script. So that was easy to share all these tools with our members. And this was the second, let's say, online event. Then, at that time, was NileTESOL conference. This is the annual conference of NileTESOL, and this was the first conference after launching the SIGs. So we had the first SIGs event in NileTESOL conference, and each SIG had 12 minutes to present all achievements of the SIG and future plans, which we thought is really challenging. So we were supposed to do a summary of all the events that I've mentioned to you now, and also share the feedback of our audience and talk about the future plans. As usual, we started with the PowerPoint slides. That's the easiest thing that we can do, and we decided to co-present it together. But then, because I have my dear colleague Hanaa, an expert in doing these fancy techie videos, so she did a summary of all the events in a very nice video that was really effective, and it was really even, let's say, worth more than all what we were going to say, and was a very good visual support for our presentation at that time. And at that point, we started experimenting a new tool, let's say for us, which is live streaming on Facebook page. So we live streamed that event, the SIGs event, on Facebook page, on our Facebook page during the event itself, and we got very good turnout and people were following on the Facebook page. And now we'll come to our second face-to-face outreach seminar, and it's time for Hanaa to come back and talk about this, because she had a very big role in this event. So Hanaa, the floor is yours.
Thanks, my dear friend and colleague. Ayat, I couldn't have really done it without you. Very supportive all the way. Our second face-to-face outreach seminar, we called it a seminar because based on the feedback we received from the first face-to-face event, our participants wanted longer sessions. So we thought, well, why not just give it the name seminar like we do webinars? So face-to-face mini workshops and demos, let's give them the name of a whole day seminar. The planning experience was very interesting indeed. Interesting and challenging in all, or in every sense of the word. We're going to talk about challenges down the line, but again, it's interesting to work with a national university, not a private university. This is where I started, Faculty of Education, English Department at Alexandria University. So I thought, why not give it a try and contact my friends and colleagues over there. They said, yes, it's a good idea, but we're going to find out how this good idea took it out of us. Just communicating and getting through. For starters, it took us some time negotiating the whole thing. And then we had this call for presenters that we sent out. This time, it was not as low, I would say, low turnout like it was, or low response like we had in the first event. We actually used a lot of tagging of potential presenters from Alexandria and Cairo and other places, of course, just to get people going and encourage them, give them a nudge. I thought that was more effective. Ayat was curious Did they voluntarily submit proposals, or did we do something, give people a nudge? Lots of nudging was done here, and yes, it did work. So we did have higher response rate on the level of presenters as well as participants. We thought this time we need to pre-register our attendees. So we send out this Google form. It's an amazing tool. We don't really have to pay anything, and we can do loads of things, so many things for pre and post, kind of data we can sort of grab you with these forms. So the pre-registered was a requirement, so just for security check, for things of the sort, because it's the national university. And of course, because it's our outreach seminar, we need to know how many people are coming in the first place, just for the logistics part. Interestingly, 44 people pre-registered, which is such a good number compared to our first event. However, we just faced a problem of lack of commitment here. We had 24 showing up. It seems like a magic number. I can see in the room here 24 people. It seems like we're down to the number 24 for life. It's our average, turnout. We actually decided to go, green and minimize the use of paper. So instead of printing the feedback form, the post-evaluation, we thought, why not give it a try? Invite our attendees to respond and rate our sessions using a Google feedback form. We saw it coming that we might get no response or low response rate. And unfortunately, this is the case. People do not respond well so far to evaluation when you ask them to rate somebody using a link. For some reason, they don't feel like responding. I don't know really why. The first time when we had hard copies, when we printed the forms, we actually had a captive audience. Each and every participant or attendee had to really rate the sessions, and we had a lot of data to work with. This time, we really are struggling, just inviting people to respond to us, just because it makes a difference, So that's how we struggled really with virtual, environment. So many people really feel more comfortable with print, hard copies, rather than responding virtually to our events in any sort of way. We actually had a problem with technology, the idea of low tech, no tech. Actually, yes, we knew before going there was no internet access. Yeah, ideally speaking, they do have Wi-Fi access. However, we couldn't access it paradoxically enough. Things are. We had the tech support person. We tried to ask him to help us out. He couldn't get it. So he started coming, and we actually alerted all our presenters to keep things offline, to just, whatever it is, do screencasts if necessary. Do not depend on Wi-Fi access. However, we had this one presenter who was into gamification, cats, and gamification. She wanted to do some sort of activity that required her access to, the internet. She created a hotspot or a USB connection. I can't remember, but I believe she used a hotspot, so she can start the game. Not just that, she asked the participants to open their cell phones and start their 3G mobile access, so they can play the game. And it was so fun, really, so engaging. They collaborated together in groups to really, compete and finish the game first, find the answers first, and get the score. However, all of us at the same time experienced that coverage. Mind you, Alexandria is the second biggest, city in Egypt. It's right after Cairo. And we did experience serious issues with coverage. I thought it was just me. I was doing a live feed on Facebook or a live, Facebook live streaming, and it was so horrible, so many breakdowns. But when everyone logged on the 3G, everyone had the same problem, accessing the internet. So that alerted us all that, oh my God, this is not a good sign. We have this, this conference in a week's time, and we're all experiencing issues. We really fretted over that idea, but this is the context, the low tech, and we do really need to work around it. So it's a lesson learned. How do we go about that? Despite the bad coverage, we did have groups getting in, working together, and doing the activity. So despite the challenge, everyone managed to have fun and enjoy the game. This is the lesson learned, working with low tech, and it's there, despite being in the second biggest city and in the center of the city. Still, we can have these incidents of bad coverage, and we don't stop here. We have to overcome hurdles. And we did actually have a significant increase in the number of members right after this event. So it was, actually it was good publicity to us, despite the 24 participants, but the impact of the event is a lot more, because it was one of its kind. In years, we did not have a similar event in Alexandria, like a learning technologies event. The last we had that was 30,000, imagine. So now that we're 2017, it's back. And it did really publicize the learning technology, back in action again. So now that we had this, first, event, first face-to-face outreach seminar, this takes us to what we have now. Actually, it is our first virtual event, first virtual Roundtable Symposium in this conference. How did we come about that? It's an amazing collaborative effort, and let me just hand it to Ayat first, who thought about, well, we have this at the back of our minds. We need to have a virtual conference, a 2-3 day conference run by us in Egypt. And I told her, Ayat, this is way above our heads. We don't have, somebody to back us up here when, technology goes wrong. We don't have enough IT support, and we cannot just single-handedly do that. Maybe sometime down the line, let's not rush it. And I come across hiking post, and that was like a sight for sore eyes. It just coincided with the idea at the back of our minds, and I told her again, look at that one. Look at this virtual roundtable symposium thing. I think this is a compromise. This is where we should start. If this works, then we can run a whole conference, a 2-3 day conference. We're so inspired by Webheads, who first started their virtual conferences back in 2008, maybe 2009, I guess, 2010. Now that Heike has her virtual round tables again, she started that, I think, 2008, 2009. Not just that, we do have, Dr. Nelly Deutsch running her own free web conference as well. We're inspired by all these affordances, but how can we possibly do something on a minor scale that we can sort of, initiate in our country? So here we are, and this is proof that we can do it. The collaborative effort involved us from Egypt, Ayat and myself. It did take it out of us. We had to negotiate it with different parties, and we were actually supported by different parties from NileTESOL. They got excited about it, and that was a good sign, a go-ahead. But how do we get on board international presenters and maybe fellow Egyptian presenters? We sent out a call, and it was Ayat's idea to invite our mentor and fellow webhead, the famous Nikki Buckley. And Nikki was so welcoming, and she did really join us without a problem. Now, we actually gave it some time before we had Amani. I had Amani all along, so impressive, indeed, with her activities. I mean, I just admire her work in Udemy and other things, just doing, venturing into that field and monetizing it, getting money, although not too much, but I think it's a good start to do your own courses online and getting money out of it. So I thought, well, why not invite her? And she did actually welcome the idea, and I'm so happy that she's with us. I believe this could be a good start, a collaboration. And then if you can have us on board and we can have this group course, we can, work together and split whatever revenues we have. So that would be a nice chance. I know we don't get a lot out of this, but the excitement of collaborating, and Amani is not in Egypt at the moment, she's in the United States. And the idea of having her on board, and collaborating, look at 4 different spots. Heike, our host, is in Germany. Nikki is in Spain. Ayat and I in Egypt, and in the United States. That's the real thing. I mean, without that, virtual, collaboration would not mean much. But here is the thing: if you can actualize something out of this. So we experience time differences and busy schedules. Everyone has got a full-time job or maybe part-time job. They have their own training schedules, terribly busy all the time. They have so many distractions, myself included. I'm too much distracted with what's going on around. So, how do we get ourselves to plan such a humongous kind of activity or event when we have this going on? The idea of asynchronous communication, not in real time, in the late time, is the answer to all our problems. And I like the term used by Amani, quasi-asynchronous. It's not totally, or quasi-actually synchronous. It's not totally synchronous. We're going to share with you these tools, collaborative tools, that we actually use. Things like Docs, Google Docs, Google Slides, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, groups. So actually creating groups for, presenters, or maybe steering committee members, the Learning Technology SIG committee, all together as a team on a group. So different groups for different purposes. The groups have multi-functions. Now the collaboration here, worked because each one sort of like shared whatever they had as a document. It's multimodal in nature. With WhatsApp groups, you can share simply anything. Text, a voice note, files of different nature, and you augment that with your discussion. We have threaded discussions. We have the reply. The reply feature is so efficient in WhatsApp groups. So the threaded discussion actually evolved, and we started planning whether synchronously or, quasi-synchronously or totally in the late time, asynchronously. So we conducted groups on WhatsApp, groups, and of course, Messenger helped when WhatsApp was down. That happened like a few days ago when it broke down. The idea of Google Slides and Docs, Ayat is more fond of these than myself. I'm not very happy normally with those two, but I just thought, for the sake of it, I should start using slides just for a change and minimizing distractions. I'm the kind of person who gets caught up with, sometimes, the videos, the animated things, and so on and so forth. The idea of working on a mobile phone, on basic stuff, is the way I have found out to just keep it simple, to minimize the distractions and not to get into or being sidetracked into unnecessary time-wasting matters. So I tried Google Slides last evening, and very interesting to look at the work evolving. I have this structure created based on Ayat. And then I asked her, okay, how do you like it? And we started collaborating and filling in the slides with content. And the idea is we could see it in real time. I mean, I could see Ayat popping in slide number 3, making changes or adding stuff. I would do the same thing, and we started sharing comments. How about this? How about that? I mean, that was so, I would say, motivating to get the job done. So keep in mind these aspects when you're working in teams, because that's going to be, come up again when we talk about challenges in a team. So now that we covered that event, let's talk about 3 kinds of challenges that we have met. We've met challenges on 3 different levels. The first level is within the team itself. It's human challenges, okay? It's human nature. As a matter of fact, the first thing is our style, working style, learning style, if you like, personality types as well. All right, we are different. It's only natural, and it's like when we say that about our learners, we have diversity and varying styles. That's not such a bad thing. It could be something that you invest on. So we simply have clashing things, and we gotta sort of admit that, acknowledge that before we get into teamwork. If we do not acknowledge our differences, we're bound to have conflicts and clashes. Just to give you an example, for example, Ayat is an early bird, and she's an early starter in her work assignment. And I'm the total opposite. I'm a night owl. Imagine now somebody working at past midnight. So, and I'm normally a late starter. I wasn't like that some time ago, but now I am. So I start things last minute. Unlike Ayat, who starts early, so sometimes I get on her nerves really. She really is provoked. Now let's do this. And I don't like it. It's the procrastination thing that Anani has mentioned. I have this, and I have to acknowledge it. It takes me more time to reflect on things before I put things down, on slides or maybe, on PowerPoint or documents. So it does really hinder somebody who feels like they need everything down in writing early on. So now that we have worked together, like I would say like a year and a half, we are much more familiar and much more tolerant with our dark spots, our varying styles, and the idea of flexibility, working with tools, collaborative tools, free apps, web-based or mobile apps. Now that has helped us a lot overcome these variations, clashes of styles, like. And now we have reached a point where we complement each other. So we don't really have to really find ourselves stuck. No, whenever I have a problem somewhere, now somebody else jumps in and supports me in that area where I am behind, and vice versa. So the idea of complementing one another that we sort of recommend to our learners when they do team collaborative work. Now, when we work and do the job as teams, we need to remind ourselves that, yeah, it's applicable to us too. So just so you are aware of things that you definitely come across in teamwork, especially if you don't do a lot of teamwork in our context. People work individually more than working teams. It's the case how things are around us. So with teams, we have to expect certain things like losing momentum. You'll have somebody all excited about joining you in a certain venture, and all of a sudden they lose momentum. They don't feel like it. They do not respond to you in the first place. They switch off completely. And that could be nagging. Unless you deal with it, unless you observe it and see it coming, and early on try to diagnose where this is coming from and try to deal with it in various ways, it does really stop the teamwork. And it can reach a point where the whole team collapses, and we cannot afford it because we're a team of 4 people, 2 coordinators, and we have 2 security members. So keeping in mind the bumpy communication that could happen, assuming that people know what you're doing when they don't. When you don't state your expectations, we've learned to state our expectations now. As you can see an example here on the right, where we asked our colleagues, we expect you to do this, that, and the other. That was so helpful. We have overcome our discrepancies in tech expertise. Everyone is good at something. So that was very helpful in helping us come up with a product that we are happy with. Something that you should be careful about working in teams is working with tools like Google Forms, for example. Interestingly, everything has a history of edits, and you can go back to an older version of Forms, almost in everything. Google Sites, Google Docs, Google Slides, almost everything, you name it, except for Google Docs. And you can imagine creating a survey, and all of a sudden somebody messes up with something, and you lose either this whole survey or the data that you entered, or maybe that some participants or respondents sort of submitted. So that was one of the big, I would say, blows that we had in our first event. This happened, and we kept looking into it, and it seems like Google Forms doesn't happen. There are no reverts, no history for a Google form. Once you lose the data, it's over. Once you lose an older version of your survey, no longer does it exist. That's why you have to really back up. You have to really have another copy just in case things go wrong. And you download the enter data once in a while, every day if you can afford it, just to ensure that you don't lose any entered data, because this is a big deal. We've experienced breakdowns with some tools like Google Slides, for example. It freezes on us. Sometimes you cannot save or revert unless you log off. It's flash-based, and this is the case for this. And the High-Key alerted us to something that it doesn't work very well with Adobe Connect. So that's the last time we use Google Slides for the purposes of web conferences. Thank you, High-Key. We're almost there, closing, and challenges with the real world is when you have a system, and some systems work as hierarchies. This is the Egyptian system. Bureaucracy was invented in Egypt. So imagine top-down decision-making and planning versus bottom-up. Bottom-up is what we learned as webheads, network communities. We plan as a group, we train, we do, and then we reach the point where things go up in the top levels. So that, does cause issues and conflicts unless we're aware of that. Mind you, we've experienced that, especially in Alexandria University, a national university. And this situation exists in several contexts, sometimes in private sector as well. I'm about for sure, Lucy, please do. I'm about to just walk you through the rest of the challenges here, like lack of access and breakdowns. We have experienced that firsthand, and I told you about our experience at Alexandria University. The idea of lack of motivation. People fear risk-taking in the first place, especially with something like technology. I mean, doing a web conference is one thing. I have to go? Do I? I can. Oh yeah, sure. I know. Okay. I know. Once I grab the microphone, it's me, my problem.
The whole series up, really. But we really loved listening. Your English is immaculate. And your style of presentation is wonderful. I could listen to you for hours, honestly. But it's like, even, I was so engrossed in listening to you that Ayat goes, how long do we still have? And I'm thinking, yeah, Ayat has been trying to get a word in, but it's difficult.
I'll give her the mic.
Ayat, do you have a couple of words? And yeah, so I just needed your attention. Sorry, girl. Ayat, do you want to say something? Unmute your mic.
Hi. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, Hanaa. Sorry. Okay, I think that we can, if you would allow me, I can just go through the last couple of slides only. So, yeah, we talked before about streaming on our Facebook videos for the future, which is what we're planning to do. So we're planning to do some questionnaires to know the needs of our audience. And we're planning to use Twitter and hashtag live chats on Twitter. And we're going to use the Webheads room, which Vance generously offered us in more virtual events. We're also planning to do some Q&A chats with guest speakers live on Facebook maybe. Go outside Cairo for more outreach events, open channels for communication with different entities in Egypt. Yeah, exactly, Vance. And yeah, it's full of challenges, trying to change these ideas and trying to build a community with within the educators here. But it's working, and thank you so much. And this takes us to the last slide, where we would like to thank Amira Salam and NileTESOL, former president, and Alex, NileTESOL current president, for their support in lots of promoting our events in NileTESOL, supporting us with lots of stuff. Dr. Maha, the sixth chair, who has been really a great support, doing a lot in the background. Of course, the School of Continuing Education, American University, for offering the venue for live face-to-face events, and Alexandria University as well. Vance and the Webheads for offering us the virtual room and extending the offer to use it whenever we want in the future. Thank you. Our presenters, Maria, Dr. Nelly Deutsch, and thank you so much, Mikey, for bringing our dream closer to coming true. So this is the first event in a web conference, and we would like to hopefully in the future be able to have a nice LTSIG web conference. Thank you to our presenters, members, steering committee with Ian Hisham here with us in the one. Joined our Facebook page even now. Thank you, Annette, so much for joining me today and for being a great support all the way. And thank you, Haki.
Well, I cannot thank you enough. you guys. So I'm moving again the curtain over. Thank you very, very much for doing these presentations. I'm afraid, we can allow for some questions, but what would be perhaps best is if you stay on in the text chat for a little bit, as we're taking a break, and after 2 hours, the participants do want a break. And so if you could stay on in the text chat answering their questions, that would be wonderful. And I'm closing this recording. Today has been Saturday, the 6th of May 2017. This is part of the Virtual Roundtable Web Conference 2017. So, okay. So I can close the curtain over again. We come up to another presenter now, but we're taking a short break, everyone.